Why is setting up your ads campaign so important and so crucial when starting a dropshipping store? Most people, most new dropshippers that are just getting into marketing, that don't know exactly how to set up their ads manager, what structure do I use? Do I use CBOs? Do I use ABOs? What's the conversion event? How do I really know that I'm just running the correct ad structure when I'm running my ads? So in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly my ad structure that I've used that, has got me the best results, 3+ ROAS, et cetera, and the ad structure that I've been using to scale all my dropshipping stores. So without further ado, I'm going to walk you through exactly how I set up my ad structure, why I set up my ad structure, and how you could easily replicate it for yourselves. So let's hop right into it. So the first step you could see right here, once we're in the ads manager, if you don't know how to set up and get to your ads manager, I could go ahead and make another video on it later. Just leave a comment below and I can show you how to set up everything there. But for the sake of time, let's just go ahead and hop into it. So the first step is to create a new campaign. So you click this create button on the top left, and then we're going to go over to sales, and then we're going to click continue. And once we're in this campaign, all we're going to go ahead and name this is our product name or our store name. So we could just go ahead and just name this test 1 just for this example. And then we'll also name it top funnel. We're also going to name it top funnel, and we'll start to understand why we name it this way in a second. But let's just go ahead and set this up. Next step here is making sure that this product information is turned off. You always want to have this as auction and sales. And then as far as the budget, you want to do a campaign budget. This is a CBO. CBO just stands for campaign budget optimization. And ABO is an ad set budget optimization, where basically your budget is set at the ad level, but for the campaign, but for this ad, we're going to go ahead and do a CBO, which is a campaign budget. So we could go ahead and change this daily budget to $50. Usually I test a product using a $50 a day ad spend, and I let that spend over the course of 1 to 2 days, maybe even 3 days, just to allow Meta to collect enough data to be able to make a decision on whether those ads are working or not. So after you set the budget, you're going to make sure that your A/B test is off, and then leave everything the same, and then click next. And now once you're in the ad set level, you're basically just going to go ahead and name it the same thing. You could go test 1 top funnel. And what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to select website, and then we're going to select maximum number of conversions. And then for the data set, you just want to make sure that you for the data set, you want to make sure that you select the correct pixel that's connected to your store. And you want to make sure that that pixel is firing. You could use Chrome extensions like Meta Pixel Helper, but you want to make sure that your pixel is correctly installed onto your website. So the next thing is the conversion event. For the conversion event, you always want to select purchases. You want to be optimizing for purchases. A lot of new marketers sometimes have the conversion event as initiate checkout or add to carts. That's not what we're doing here. We're looking for people that want to purchase our product and not people that just want to add it to cart. So making sure that our conversion event is on purchases. The next thing is you go to budget and scheduling. I always like to run ads for the next day at midnight. So we'll go ahead and just select midnight, and then we'll go ahead and make sure that this is an AM. So I always run my test ads for the next day at midnight, so it has the full day to run. So then we're going to go ahead and scroll down to the audience. We could select this option here, further limit the reach of your ads. We'll go ahead and switch this setup. And right here is basically where you could go ahead and select different locations. If you're not targeting just the United States, you could target the power stack as well, which is the United States, United Kingdom. Let's see, United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, and then also the Netherlands. So that's one way that you could go ahead and target the power stack, which is all these 5 countries. Australia, I accidentally selected Austria, but it should be Australia. So you could go ahead and target each country like this: Australia, Netherlands, New Zealand, United Kingdom, and the United States. But if you just want to go ahead and market to one country at a time, what you can do is you could just select one country, for example, the United States, and then you could go ahead and make another ad set of a different country. But I could show you that in a second. But for this example, we're looking at the audience. We're just targeting the United States on this one. Our ages 18 to 65 plus, all genders. I mean, if you're selling like a beauty product, then you might want to just do females. But I mean, for all the products that I test, I usually leave it on broad. I feel like Meta's AI and Meta's algorithm is going to find your audience that you're looking for. So I always leave it at broad. I don't want to limit their algorithm because their AI is just so good at finding your ideal customer. You really don't want to limit that. So I leave everything on broad. We leave everything the same, leave all this the same, and then we're going to select next. Now for the ad name, we're just going to go ahead and name this V1 for video one. Now we want to make sure that our Facebook page is connected as well as our Instagram page, making sure that those two are both connected and firing right. Next step is to select manual upload and then single image or video. And then you want to make sure that your website link is correctly on your website. So you want to just copy your landing page link and paste it right here into the website URL. And then you just basically leave all that the same. And then for the ad creative, all you want to do is click setup creative, video ad. So what you want to go ahead and do here is you want to make sure that you turn off site links, and then you could go ahead and turn off this catalog. So we'll just go to catalog and select not connected. And then we'll go ahead and select next. And then we'll basically select our first video ad. I went ahead and already uploaded this video ad just to save some time. But if you need to upload a video, you just simply select upload, drag and drop that video in there, and then it will upload your video ad. So go ahead and select video ad number 1, select next, skip and continue, next. And then for the primary text, headline, and description, you could honestly just ChatGPT this. Just go into ChatGPT and say, hey, I need a primary text, headline, and description for my new product. And then you could just add your product name. You could also add the landing page link into ChatGPT. So it's going to generate the best primary text, headline, and description as well. But I already have some text that I could use previously. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Or matter of fact, we could just go ahead and ChatGPT it right now. So just to get a primary text, headline, and description, we just head over to ChatGPT. Super simple, super easy. I need 3 primary text, headlines, and descriptions for my new product, GLP-1 patches. This is my landing page. And then we'll just simply copy and paste this landing page here. And we'll paste it in there like so. And then it will start to spit out your primary text, headline, and description. So here's the primary text. And then another thing that I like to do as well is I say, can we add emojis to make it more visually appealing? And then we'll go ahead and enter. So boom, primary text, it's a little much, can we make it better? And then boom, just like that. So primary text number 1, we'll just go ahead and copy this, come back into our ads manager, just like so, and we'll just paste our primary text as well as our headline and our description as well. Boom, just like so. And then we'll also add a text option because we're going to be adding 3 different variations of text. So we're just going to go ahead and copy this, paste this in here, add a headline option, and we'll just copy and paste the headline just like so. And then same for the description, So we'll copy this, paste. Finally, the last primary text, we're going to go ahead and throw in here, as well as the last headline and the last description, just like so. And then making sure that your call to action is always shop now. You don't want to do learn more, especially selling to e-commerce. You always want to do shop now. Then we're going to select next, and we're going to go ahead and go over to other active enhancements, and we'll just turn off these enhancements like so. And then we're gonna select done, and boom, just like that, your video ad is gonna go ahead and be in there. You're gonna see your primary text, your headline, and your description. Your call to action is always shop now, and everything looks good here. So from here, we're gonna go over to these 3 dots on the left-hand side, and we're just gonna select duplicate, and we're gonna make 2 duplicates of this. So we're gonna go ahead and duplicate this twice. We're gonna go to V1 copy, and we're just gonna name this V2. And all we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and just click edit media, change video, and then we're gonna making sure that our catalog isn't connected. That looks good, next. And we're just gonna simply select video ad number 2. And then we're gonna skip and continue, next. Text looks good, call to action looks good, next. Enhancements are turned off. So we're gonna just simply select done, boom, just like that. We have our video in there. Primary text looks good, headline, description, call to action, shop now. So everything looks good here. Now we're gonna go over to V1 copy again, and we're just gonna name this V3. And we're gonna do the exact same thing here. So we're just gonna go ahead and select edit media, change video, next, and we're gonna just simply select add 3, skip and continue, next, done. And boom, just like that, you have 3 video ads in there. We just wanna make sure that our primary text, headline, and description and call to action are all looking good. Once this is all looking good, another step, so you could go ahead and actually publish this ad, but before we publish it, if you wanna go ahead and test different countries, what you could go ahead and do is you could go into your ad set level and you could just name this US, and you could just simply just duplicate this a couple times. We could duplicate this twice, and now you're gonna have 2 duplicates. So you're gonna go up to the first duplicate and you could just name this AU, and we could go and scroll down to the locations and just target Australia. And then we could go ahead and get rid of the United States. And then we could go to the second copy, and then we could just go ahead and name this UK. And we could scroll down and change the targeting to the United Kingdom and remove the United States. And boom, just like that, you have 3 ad sets, 1 targeting the United States, 1 targeting the UK, and 1 targeting Australia. That's another way that you could test some different countries. And then basically once you're done with that, all you wanna do is go up to the top right here and just select publish. And boom, just like that, your ads are gonna start to be published. Now, usually I let these ads spend for about a day up to 3 days, and then I start to look at the data to be able to decide what to turn off and what to keep on. So for this example, I could go ahead and look at some of the data from our previous ads that we ran. So the first data point that I look at is number 1, your cost per click, your CPC. Now your CPC is going to dictate, how well your ads are performing. Ideally, I would like to see a CPC below $1.50 or close to $1.50. The next data point that I look at is the CTR, the click-through rate. So I would like to see my click-through rate at a 1.5% or higher. Now, if your CPC is below $1.50 and your CTR is above a 1.5%, that means that the ad creatives themselves are performing really good. Now, if your CPC is at like a $3 and your CTR is at like a 1%, you need to go in and test some new creatives, maybe add a better hook, maybe speak to the audience better, add a better offer in your video ads, add better videos themselves, add better call to actions. Something's wrong with your creative itself if your CPC is super high and your CTR is super low. So go in and test some new creatives. The next data point that I look at is the add to carts. Ideally, I would like to see 1 add to cart for every $10 that we spend. This is going to dictate how well your website's actually performing. So your add to carts are going to dictate your website performance, your product, your offer, how well your website's actually converting. The next data point that I look at is the cost per result, right? So ideally, you want to see your cost per result below your break-even price. So for example, say my break-even price is $20 and we're getting cost per results at $16. That means that we're profitable and we could continue to scale this ad. So we could also look at the ROAS, which means return on ad spend. Basically, all this means is for every dollar that I'm spending on this ad, I'm getting $2.49 back. So this ad is profitable. So one thing that we can do when you do have a profitable ad, we could go ahead and just double the budget every 48 hours that you're profitable. Now, if we go ahead and actually hop into this ad set, we could go ahead and see that we have 3 videos in here like so. We could see that, this video 3 here is performing the best. It spent $200. It has a 1.76 cost per click, which is a little high, but as long as you're getting profitable sales, that should be okay. The next video is video 1, just hasn't really spent enough data yet to be able to turn off. So usually I let an ad spend anywhere from $10 to $20. And at that point, I look at the CPC and the CTR. The CPC is super high and the CTR is super low. I'll go ahead and turn that ad off and I'll test a new creative. Now, if it's spent $10 to $20 and the CPC is good, it's below that $1.50, and the CTR is good, above that 1.5%, I'll look at the add to carts. And if I'm getting 1 add to cart for every $10 spend, but I'm not getting any purchases, I'll usually let that ad spend a little bit longer, maybe another day or 2. But if I'm spending, $40 on an ad and it still hasn't made a purchase, I would go ahead and actually turn off that ad and test some new creatives or even test a new product. So that's basically what I do when I'm scaling these ads. Like I said, every 48 hours that you're profitable, you could just simply go here and adjust the budget. So you can move it from $50 to $100, let it spend another 48 hours, If it's profitable again, you can move it from $100 to $200, $200 to $400. And then usually when you're around the $400 mark, I usually let it spend. I don't really double the budget. I could go ahead and boost the budget by 20% every 48 hours that I'm profitable. As long as you're profitable, you can continue to scale. Now, another thing that I do on these ads as well is I set up some retargeting campaigns. Now, retargeting campaigns are going to retarget your existing people that have either engaged with your website, engage with your Instagram, or engage with your Facebook account. So all you have to do to set up some retargeting ads is you could just go to audience, and all you want to do is once you're in audience, we'll wait for this to load, but once you're in audience, all you want to do is select create audience, custom audience. Then you're going to select website, next, and then making sure that your pixel is selected. And then you're going to select website visitors, and you're going to change the days to 365 or 180. You're going to change the days to 180, and then you'll just go ahead and name this website 180. And then you just select create audience, and boom, just like that, we have a website 180. So this basically means that it's going to capture everybody that's visited your website in the last 180 days. Now we're going to go ahead and create another audience for Instagram. So we're going to go ahead and select next. Everyone that's, make sure that you select the right Instagram pages. So select your Instagram page. Audience is going to be 365 days. And you could just go ahead and name this Instagram 365 and then select create audience. And you're basically just going to do the same for Facebook. So create audience, custom audience, a Facebook page, next, making sure that we're selecting the right page, 365 days. And we can just go ahead and name this Facebook 365. And then we're going to select create audience. So now that your 3 audiences are created, we have our website audience, our Instagram audience, and our Facebook audience. We're going to go back over into our campaigns, and we're just going to create a retargeting campaign. So our CBO that we just published is going to be our top of funnel. This is capturing new leads into our funnel, and the retargeting is going to be a bottom funnel. It's basically going to take the people that have already clicked on your website, engaged on your Instagram or Facebook, and it's going to retarget them again. So all we could do here is we could simply just duplicate our previous CBO, and then we could just select duplicate, and basically we could just name this test 1, and we'll just name this bottom funnel, or you could also name it retargeting. It doesn't really matter. Now for the campaign budget, we're just going to go ahead and move this to $10. So there's not going to be a big audience, especially when you first start. There's not going to be a ton of people on your website. There's not going to be a ton of people engaging on your pages. So $10 daily budget is more than enough. You could even do like a $5 daily budget. But then we're going to go ahead and scroll down, and then we're going to hop into our ad set level. And then we're basically just going to name this test 1 bottom funnel, and we'll name this website. We're going to go ahead and scroll down to our audience, and we could go ahead and select our locations. You could go ahead and add all the locations that you're targeting to, or for example, if you're just targeting like one country, you could just leave it at, like, for example, the United States. Go ahead and just add the United States, remove Australia. And then for the custom audience, you're just going to select this pencil mark, and then you're going to select, let's see here, you're going to select that website 180 that we just created. So this is basically going to retarget all the people that visited your website in the United States or whatever country you're targeting. Once that's good, then you move over to the next ad set, and we'll just go ahead and name this bottom funnel Instagram, and we'll just basically do the same thing here. I'll just name it IG. Scroll down, making sure that your country is the country that you've always been marketing to. Then you're going to go over to custom audiences, and you should see IG 365. So this is the one we just made. So IG 365, that looks good. Then we're going to go over to our last ad set, and we're just going to go ahead and name this test 1 bottom funnel Facebook. So we're going to scroll down to custom audiences, and we're just going to look for Facebook 365. So boom, just like that. Now you have your retargeting campaign all done. All we want to do is select publish. Boom, just like that. You have a top of funnel campaign and a bottom funnel campaign. Usually this ad structure performs the best for all the dropshipping stores that I run this exact ad structure. It performs the best. When you start making profitable sales, 48 hours, you can start to double the budgets, and then your retargeting will start to milk, especially when you get more visitors on your website, Instagram, and Facebook. But basically that's it. If you're your cost per click is super high and your CTR is super low, go ahead and turn that ad off. If you're not making any purchases around the $30 to $40 mark, go ahead and turn that ad off as well. That's going to be trimming the fat. So you're going to trim off all the ads that aren't performing well, and you'll let Meta spend on the ads that are performing well. And basically, that's basically how you set up your ad structure. Go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know any feedback. Let me know what topics you guys want me to cover, whether it's more ad stuff, whether it's creating the ads themselves, whether it's more product research or website based, whatever the case is. Go ahead and leave your comment below, give me your feedback, and whatever you guys want me to cover, I'll go ahead and cover that in the next video. So with that being said, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.